no, I'm Dan.
Hi, I'm Graham, and together we are the Woolly Cod Wanderers. Hello everybody, I hope you're all safe and well. Just sat in the garden chilling, enjoying the sun. Been doing the normal garden things, painting all the fences, cutting the lawns, cutting down a bit on the bushes, and we've got our little log burner and my little stack of wood for on an evening with a couple of beers. So we've got that sorted there, and as you say, just been doing tidying up. So I've done all the Avery, looks like new again, looks quite good, doesn't it? And we've cut the bushes back, so we're all ready for the summer. But you're not really interested in that, are you? No, it's the camper van. So anyway, we'll take you to the van, and we'll go through what we're looking at doing. As I say, it's we bought some products in prior to the lockdown and that, so there's jobs we can be getting on with. So we're going to show you what we're on with. Right, so one of the main jobs that we need to do is round the windows where this metal is. So the idea we've come up with is, don't know if you remember this, which is the underlay from when we put the LVT down. It's just a couple of mil thick, and it's a bit self-adhesive there, and that's basically to go on the edging of the metal. And then what we're then going to look at doing is we're going to put this, which is leatherette. So then this goes on to the framework like that. Then once that's gone on and dried off, then we would then put the leatherette. The reason we've gone with the leatherette as opposed to carpet is because we've got two dogs, and especially a Jack Russell, because the hairs are like little needles, and if you have carpet, you know, this four-way stretch carpet, dog hairs get into it, it can be a nightmare to come off, and as you say, as you're hoovering it, you start to make a bubble. So that's why we've gone with that. Plus, if there's a little mark on it, it's easier to clean. Now, I've had an attempt, and my first attempt was on here, and I've put it all around the framework of the window, and I've took off the rubber window cover, because the idea is now is that the grey leatherette goes onto there, round into here, and then you put the rubber back on to make a nice neat finish. But trying to put that stuff on was an absolute nightmare, because what I'd done is I'd spray glued the back of the underlay with this product, which is strong spray adhesive, DCM free, ideal for flooring, cork tiles, and I'm not kidding you, I put that on, and as soon as that stuff touched the wall, it was stuck. So it was a bit of a chewy job. So I decided just to have a go at the one window, because it's not the best job, but we'll see how it covers. So what I did in the meantime was this side. Right, so what I've done is the pillar here, I've covered in the underlay, and I've bent it round over there. And again, what we'll do is, he says, can't get at the rubber, but basically we'll take the rubber off, and the leatherette will go on there and round there to give it a neat finish. So in my wisdom, I'd spray glued this, and then I was put it into position, and when I got up to here, I bent it over, scored it and cut it. But what have I done? I've got glue stuck on the side of here. So now I'm going to have to sand that when it's all done. So when I come to put the leatherette on, I thought I'd try on this side first. And what I was going to do was spray glue this with no spray glue on the back of the leatherette. So when it touches there, so I'm not going to spread it anywhere extra. Oh, that's the theory. But we shall have a go and see what we come up with. Right, this underlay that I've put on, that has just not worked. We've had the leatherette onto it, but really this leatherette just needs to be glued and then stuck directly to the metal, because all it's doing is, I don't know if you can see there, that's stuck, that's okay, But what's happening is when you're putting the glue onto here, this is drawing this furry stuff off the top layer of the underlay, and it's stopping it from sticking properly. Here's this side. You can see this is the tissuey stuff that's the top layer of the underlay, and all it's doing is not holding, tacking properly to that. So that's the original bit that's left when I pull that off. So I think what we're going to do is scrape all that off and then just look at putting the leatherette straight to the metal. I think that's the only thing, the way to do it, because that is just not going to work. You see what I mean down here? See how it's drawn the backing away, so it's not creating a proper glue, a proper seal with the leatherette onto that. So back to the drawing board. I've got to scrape all this off now, tidy up, and then we'll need to look at it. But I don't know here where it sits back a bit. If you just, I don't know. Needs to go back to the drawing board, I'm afraid. Right, so you know I'm having a problem with this pillar in the door frame. And as you say, I've had to take the underlay off, but if I put the leatherette just straight to it, they've got all the shape of the door where it recesses back and forth, and then you would need to look at packing it out. So what we've done is we came up with this idea. So what I've done is I've tongue and grooved it. So we followed the tongue and groove across, marrying it up and bringing it up the side of this pillar all the way to the top where it meets up to here. I have put leatherette on the inside of this where the rubber sits on, which you can see at different parts, but because of the way the wood is on it, it doesn't look too good. So I'm going to have to think of something, maybe a piece of rope or something, I don't know. But as you say, you'll have also noticed I've got these two bits of wood here, and they're screwed together here and then screwed through on the top and then screwed onto the worktop, and basically that's going to then be tongue and grooved up. We may put a couple of little shelves on, and the reason we've done that is because on this side, when you look at the pillar as it comes down, there's this little triangular shaped bit. So if I brought the tongue and groove straight across to there, then I have to drop back. And so the idea was, by putting in this little bit of timber in, which therefore makes this little frame, we can then box this in and it hides all that area. So what we're then going to do with the windows now is, there's just a little, where's the little piece? Just to show you, right? So where we've got this metal top edge, what we're going to look at doing is putting a piece of tongue and groove cut down that will be shaped to this, so that when it comes into the corners it will shape over like that. And we're going to do the same on this corner, and then just put little bits of tongue and groove all the way down that side. But what we're going to attempt, I repeat attempt, is take off this rubber around the window and then put the leatherette glued onto here. Now if that works okay and we can get it round there and on that side, and then just put the bit of tongue and groove across the top and down that side to marry up with where we've put the little divider in, that's basically what we're planning anyway. Whether it works or not, I don't know. But another thing while I'm on is, you know our little shelf here that we've got, well, with the tea and coffee, but the shelf is just basically just about flush level with it. So if you have them in, if you were driving, they're all just going to fall out. So we were thinking of getting like a net and putting a net across, like an elasticated thing. But what I've come up with is get a bit of this, it's what, 1.5 by what, 1/2 inch. And the idea is, if I cut and shape it, and if we were to place it along there, such as that, so that would then be glued into place, you can then still get your tea and your coffee out, which, as you see, they're coming easy, but they won't then fall out because that's covering up at the height that we need. So that's where we're at with that. So I better crack on and get on with this job, and we'll let you see how it comes out. I'm still a bit like that about this leatherette. You know, you decide on something and then think, why have you done that? But anyway, we'll see how it comes out. Well everyone, that's the video that we put together on the progress on the van.
On fire.
Jim on fire. We're just trying to show you that we're in the garden, got the fairy lights on in the background, and we've got our little fire burning away. Although looking at this picture, it just looks like a torch, doesn't it, burning?
Yes, you haven't got the chimney
I
in.
haven't got the chimney in. Anyway, so for everybody, please stay safe. Until next time,
Bye
for now. Cheers.